stopping, now I'm focused on these millions. And there is nothing you can say because I'm killing it, baby. I'm flexing. Why is you stressing? You want me back, but just look at my...
Hey guys, so welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Naisha, and I'm basically here just to like let you guys know like what's been going on in my life. I know that I made my first video like a few months ago, and I said that I was going to be very active, and I basically failed at that, you know. So emotional, like I don't know why this is such a touchy subject for me. I don't like basically sharing how I feel. I'm a Cancer, so I get really emotional, but I'm gonna do my best. So like I said, I graduated high school about 4 years ago, and when I graduated, I thought that I was going to become a nurse. My mom is a nurse, and she basically had this idea of like, you know, if you don't know what you want to do, then why don't you do nursing? I was all for it. I started college after I graduated, like straight out of high school. I decided to stick with nursing. When I didn't like biology, so like I literally, you know, like how you have to take basic classes, so I was taking those basic classes and I could not seem to get biology down pat, like at all. So once I knew I couldn't get biology, I'm like, okay, well, I can't understand biology. This is only my first biology class. Imagine how I'm gonna do like later on. So I came up with the decision the semester after, like, okay, you know what, it's clipped. I can't do nursing. Nursing is just not the way for me, you know. Like the idea of being a nurse was cool and everything because a nurse's salary is like pretty good, you know what I'm saying? I thought on it for a while I was out from school, and I decided that I was going to do education. Now, I've always liked talking to people, and I felt like doing education was like the most logical thing for me to do because I knew I wanted to go to school. Or I at least knew that I wanted a degree, I just didn't know in what, you know. I try to take things that I like to do and basically put it into one. Now, I like kids. I love talking to people. I love giving advice. I love just like empowering people, you know. I'm all about empowerment. So I just felt like, okay, being a teacher, you know, you get to learn, you get to be in an environment where you're around. I wanted to teach high school. So I wanted to be around high schoolers and like basically talk to them and like let them know how important it is to basically be successful, especially living in New York. Sorry, New York is really expensive. The cost of living here is like super expensive, and I felt like, you know, I just wanted to like preach a message, and I feel like I'm always preaching to my friends, and it's like, okay, I could be a teacher, you know. I decided that I wanted to be a teacher. I went back to school. I started taking classes. Now, I passed a lot of those classes, but I just felt like my grades weren't up to par, and I felt like I was not putting my best foot forward. I'll be honest and say that. I also felt like I could do so much more, you know. It had a year that it was around like November. This was probably about 2 years ago. It was November. We were still in school. I asked my mom if we went to like Kmart or something, and I was like, oh, Mom, you know, like I want a sewing machine. So she decided like, all right, I'll buy it for you for Christmas. It was my early Christmas gift. So I got the sewing machine, and by like, I had never really like touched it. I just wanted a sewing machine because I grew up where my aunt used to sew a lot, you know, and it was just something that I just always just wanted to learn how to do. I didn't think like I would love it. In January, my cousin had like a dinner party. So I made a dress for it, and the dress came out like so good. Like for a first dress, you would think that I actually knew how to sew. Like it was my first dress that I ever made. Like I looked it up on YouTube. I took like an old dress and I like made a pattern out of it, and I bought like some $10 fabric, and that was that. And that's when I realized like, okay, you know, I could really try to like make some money off of this because I wasn't working at the time because, you know, school and work is like really hard to do. I decided that, you know, I would do fashion on the side, you know, try to make some money off of it and basically like do what I love to do. I started like creating things that I liked, and it was fun for a while, you know. Then I decided to start like taking clients. That was fun in the beginning. And then it became where your creativity basically is stopped because people come to you with different things that they want to do. Now at this time, I believe I was probably still in school. I think I hadn't taken a semester off as yet. So I was still in school. I was doing fashion. I was sewing on the side. So, I didn't have as much time to sew for myself anymore or like be creative. I was just sewing for people. So I would sew for people and it just became so boring to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like, okay, like, it was not fun anymore, and I felt like it kind of took away some of that love because now I was doing it for money and I wasn't doing it for me. When I started doing it, it was like, okay, I don't know how to sew. Like, it was exciting. It was fun to learn new things. And now it was like, okay, well, I learned these new things. And with these new things, it's not like I'm growing, I'm just basically staying in. I felt like I was in a box, basically. I just felt like I was just sewing for people and it wasn't fun anymore. So I decided at that point that I would take a semester off from school, and that was a really hard decision because my mom, I was really scared that my mom wasn't going to like the idea of me taking a semester off. And most people say that when you take a semester off, you don't go back. I did believe that I would go back though. So I decided that I would let her know, Mom, I really like fashion and I want to take a semester off. And she was for it. She was all for it. She supported me. I decided that I was going to take classes at the Fashion Institute just to basically understand a little bit more about fashion, not just things that just the things that I taught myself. I wanted to learn how to draw. I wanted to learn am I doing things right? What can I do to basically brand myself and build myself, So I did that and it was fun. I learned how to sketch really good. I loved it. Sketching is one of my favorite things right now. I probably spent $400 just buying art supplies, and I didn't know that markers were so expensive. And it just made me respect fashion and artists a little bit more, people's creativity, because you put a lot out, People think that when you work for yourself that you're probably just having fun. No, that you got to put in a lot of hard work. So I spent a lot of money. So that just leads me to where I am now. I'm currently taking classes, and I'm just a little bit lost because I would love to get a degree, but I would love to do fashion as well. School is important, I do believe, and the reason I do want a degree, I don't think that you have to be successful to have a degree, but you have to be realistic sometimes, and you have to know yourself. So I know myself. I'm really hard on myself. It's so bad. I'm so hard on myself to the point where I'm not hard on myself. You get what I'm saying? So I'll basically want to do something, and as quick as I want to do it, I'll have all these great ideas and I'll shut myself down before I actually get to do it. You know what I mean? So it's I know myself in terms of, okay, are you going to be serious with this fashion thing, or is it just going to be a play thing? Because, if it's my future, I feel and now I'm turning 21 and I don't want to be, by the time I'm 23, 24, I do want to have my life together. That's just what I want for me. I do understand that everyone moves at their own pace. This is just me and my preference as to how I want my life to go. I want to travel and these type of things. I don't want to worry about material things right now. And I just feel I need to take a step back and evaluate my life and figure out, okay, Naisha, all right, you've been out of school for 4 years. To me, that's a long time. 4 years is a whole degree. And for 4 years and you don't have a degree, what do you have to show for within these 4 years other than, I just feel it was so much that I could have done in those 4 years, and I just don't want to waste any more time. And I also feel I want to stay consistent with something. I said I was going to start YouTube for the longest. It's been a year now. I haven't started it. Well, I have started it, but I haven't really pushed out any content. And it's you have to be consistent with something, so I have to learn how to be consistent and learn how to basically just grind, you know what I'm saying? Grind, really grind, and that's what my life is right now, I feel I also spend a lot of time worrying about making other people happy. So I want to make certain decisions for myself, and I want to trust that I'm making these decisions properly and for the right reasons, not because I don't want to make this person mad or I don't want to make this person sad. I just feel like I'm at that age now where, I feel like everything I do now is really crucial, because time is money, you know what I'm saying? And I can't waste any more time. I feel like I've wasted so much time. And I'll also say that I've learned a lot through the time, and it has made me who I am, and it has made me realize, so I don't regret. So my camera just shut off. But now I'm at a point where I'm trying to find myself, and I feel like it's such a struggle because, I think it's something that a lot of people do go through. You can live your whole life and never find yourself, and I think that's one of my biggest fears. It's like living my whole life and not knowing who I am, or not knowing what I like to do, or being stuck doing something that I don't want to do. I just want to be happy. And, I think a lot of the times I think that I disappoint myself, and it stops me from doing certain things because there's a fear that I will disappoint myself. So before I even try it, there's a fear, and it just never gets done, and I think that's where a lot of my, I don't want to say failures, but I want to say mistakes was made with fashion, was where, I felt like, okay, what do you like? You know what I'm saying? Because I wanted to be, I lost that creativity when I started, like, when I stopped my growth process to, make money, I wanted to, like, I felt like if I, and it's still not too late, I just want to make sure that what I'm doing, I'm always being true to myself. And the moment that I feel like I'm not being true to myself, like, it has to, like, it's just not going to work out for me, you know what I'm saying? And then, I know this was kind of, like, all over the place because I don't know, like, my thoughts, I'm now really sitting down and it's like really reality, the camera is on and everything like that. But I just really do want to say that, I'm now starting out. I don't have any subscribers or anything like that. But if you do come across this video and you do actually make it to the end, I just want to say that, no matter what age you are, no matter what you like to do, just make sure that you always are being true to yourself, and and the decisions that you're making, make sure that it's for you. Like everything that you do in life, just make sure that it's making you happy. Don't ever try to live for someone else, and also don't look at someone else's success or what someone else is doing, and be like, oh, I wish I could be like them, like right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to understand that everyone is different and everyone moves at their own pace. Don't ever feel like, well, I'm 24 and I don't got it together. You could always get it together. There's always room for change. You just gotta want it that badly, and I feel like right now I want it that badly, and I feel like I have to take the steps in order to prove that I want it that badly, So I don't know where my life goes from here. I hope it's a very happy journey, and I hope I can't knock something before I try it. I just gotta grind harder, and I just gotta work harder, and I just gotta, if I want to do fashion, I just have to make sure that, okay, I'm gonna do it. If I want to do education, I just gotta make sure that I'm hitting those books and I'm studying every night instead of being on the phone with whoever I'm always on the phone with, I just gotta make sure that if this is what I want to do, I gotta make sure that I'm doing what I have to do. I can't sit here and complain about how my life is going if I haven't been taking the steps to make my life be what it is, And I'm about to be 21, and I just want to have something to show for it, And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and I hope you guys subscribe to my channel. And I definitely want to say I will be pushing out more content. Like, I feel it. I feel like a better me is coming, and I hope that, my video has inspired you guys. And just make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And that's it. I'll leave my social media down below. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye, guys.